Hey everybody, Adam here with Hometown Acres. Welcome back. So today I want to talk about getting top dollar for your firewood. And the reason for today's video is because in videos past where I talk about selling firewood for $300 a cord, I get comments all the time saying, there's no way you can sell firewood for $300 a cord. Are you crazy? I only get $60 or $100 for a cord of firewood in my area. And I think the people that are making those comments don't understand the difference between a face cord and a full cord. So we're going to talk about that real quick and then we'll get into the firewood. So the people that are saying they can only sell a cord of wood for $60, I think what they're saying is they can only get $60 for a face cord, which a face cord is 8 feet long, which would be to right about here by 4 feet high, one row of 16-inch firewood. A face cord can sometimes be referred to as 1/3 of a cord because it's 1/3 of a full cord of wood, or also a rick of firewood. All right, so the pallets that I have this firewood stacked on are 4 feet long. So right there's one, right there's two. So right there is that 1/3 of a cord we were just talking about. And then if you do another 2 pallets, that's 2/3 of a cord. And then your final third of a cord is right there. So this front wall of wood right here is 1 full cord of wood. And that's what I charge $300 for, not 1/3 of a cord. All right, so the next point I want to talk about is who are you selling to? If you are selling to people that are heating with wood, the reason that people heat with wood is to try to save money. You are not going to be able to sell for top dollar selling to people that are trying to save money on their heat. The people you want to sell to are people who are burning recreationally. I sell to people that are burning in their fireplaces around the holidays or in their campfires in the summertime. People who want to burn wood, not people that have to burn wood to stay warm. At that point, it's almost like a luxury item instead of a necessity, and you can always charge more for luxury items because people want to spend their money on it. All right, so now let's talk about the quantity you're going to sell in. If you're looking at selling full cords of wood, you're not going to be able to charge as much because you're selling high quantity. If you're selling by the 1/3 of a cord or about a pickup truck load full, you can charge a little bit more. Or if you're going to sell by bundles, you can charge a heck of a lot more. And we'll talk about a breakdown of how much you can charge for bundles and what that turns into on a dollar per cord price. All right, so this machine here is a firewood bundler. You can get an idea how it works. We'll give you a better demonstration here in a minute, but you can get anywhere from 8 to 10 pieces of wood in here. Right now there's 9 in there, depending on the size pieces of firewood you have. But the dimensions I have of this here is about 1.25 cubic feet of firewood. There is 128 cubic feet of firewood in a full cord. So if you take 128 cubic feet and divide that by 1.25 per bundle, that gives you about 102 bundles per cord. If you can sell your bundles for $4 a bundle, that turns out to $410 per full cord of bundles. I know you've seen them at gas stations for $5, $6, so selling them for $4 a piece should be no problem at all. All right, so I actually have an order of firewood bundlers going out today that I need to get bundling, but before we do that, I want to talk about how I came across this firewood bundler here. So I had seen this design on the internet before, and there's companies out there that sell them for $1,500 or so, and they're all powder coated, nicely finished and everything. But just looking at the design, I mean, all it is square tubing and some welds here and there, and yes, you have some fabricating and design involved, but I figured it cannot be that hard if you know how to weld. I personally don't know how to weld, so I went on a local Facebook group here and asked if there was any local welders in the area interested in a side job, thinking that I might be able to get this done for cheaper than $1,500. Well, I actually had 3 or 4 different local welding schools and vocational technical schools offer to do this as a class project, and one of them was actually a friend of mine. He works at Precision Manufacturing, or PMI, and it's a local trade school, and they have a welding class, and this was actually fabricated by all of their students, which I thought was really cool. So if any of you students from PMI are watching, you guys have a pizza party coming soon. I greatly appreciate you guys putting this together for me. You did an awesome job. Quality of the welds here are just fantastic. If any of you younger viewers out there are interested in the trades, I'd recommend going to PMI. You get to work on cool projects like this in the classroom instead of just welding 2 pieces of metal together. All right, so without further ado, let's get bundling. All right, so there is the bed of the Tacoma. It's probably only about half full. I still have a lot of room on this side over here and on this side over here. That is 20 bundles at $4 a piece, so that's 80 bucks. If I was selling this as cordwood, that's probably $50 at most right there. This bundler might be one of my new favorite pieces of firewood equipment here. It's gonna make selling firewood at top dollar so much easier. I'll show you why that's important here. So I have about 8 cords of firewood stacked right there. I've got another stack down there that's got about 2 cords in it. I've got all this stuff here that needs to be split. I've got this log pile here, log pile up there. I probably have about 15 or 20 cords here in the yard. And when you start talking 15, 20 cords, you know, hopefully we'll get to 50 cords by the end of the year. You know, selling it for $200 versus selling it for $400 as firewood bundles makes a huge difference to your bottom line. Not only that, but the amount of work that it takes to get the firewood to here in the yard. Then you've got a decent bit of time in cutting it all up. I've got some more down here that's all cut up. Still have to split this. And then you've got time in splitting it, which thanks to the Easton Made 1222 in the box wedge, splitting it takes no time at all. And it spits out perfect bundle grade firewood. Everything comes out pretty square. And then you've got time in stacking it and letting it season and storing it for a year before you can sell it. So that's why getting the most out of it is very important to me, because otherwise it's not really worth the time to do other than just enjoying doing it and heating for my own self. But anyway, that about wraps this one up. Do me a favor in the comments below, let me know how much firewood sells for in your area. Hope you enjoyed this one. We'll see you on the next one.